geekversus.com.
Welcome to another episode of Weekly Game Chat. I am your host, Chris, as always joined by my co-host, Sean.
Hello.
And John.
Hi.
Morning to you guys.
It's not morning.
Oh, yeah, afternoon. Good call for about 10 minutes.
It is the afternoon.
And this
Shallow
week's mention of John's Apple Watch brought to you by...
Hold on, I got another message.
Remember my first technology.
I feel like I should just step back and be like every 5 minutes now. Xbox One X, Xbox One X, World. Just to remind people I have one of those. And I got it on launch. Project Scorpio edition.
Do you have... I forgot what I was going to say because I'm getting old.
You checked the F out halfway on that.
Yep, I sure did.
So we are finally past the holidays.
We are.
Back into normal swim.
Today is a holiday, Chris.
It is.
In
It is a
theory.
very important holiday. MLK Day.
Might not be a gift, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I'd like to think his life was a gift to us.
GIF.
Oh,
GIF.
that's from GIF.
Is it called GIF?
I believe so. GIF.
It's crazy. I was driving in. There's radio shows that are actually recording today. This is a holiday that people just kind of enjoy being off work, but they really don't plan major things to do. It's kind of just like a chill day.
No.
I like it. We were talking about it too the other day of basically we're blessed because we are in a company. We don't really talk about it, but they do give us this day off, and some people just don't get it.
Yeah,
So that's pretty
true.
cool.
Really, the only continual celebration I see every year outside of parades and such that hits mainstream, I guess, like just everyday life. The NBA does a lot with this. Like I've went a couple of years ago.
You've been to a pro game several times, right?
Yeah, we went, like a bunch of us went on MLK Day, and I mean they made a really, really big deal out of it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because it was Atlanta, so that's fun.
The Hawks.
They suck now.
Who did y'all go see play the Hawks?
Like the Sacramento Kings.
What?
It was a blowout. It was back when there was the highlight factory going on.
Was Dwight Howard with the Hawks at that point?
No, it was Josh Smith and Joe Johnson. Jeff Teague was there. So
All the Jays.
yes, it was back when
Shooting
they were,
Jays.
back when they would find their way getting eliminated in the second round.
Because a J is a jump shot.
Yes,
For you people wondering why I keep saying that.
there you go.
Ish.
Chris Love's been shooting a lot of
Yeah,
J's
we
this
walk
week.
in today and John's posted up on the couch chilling in his Los Angeles hat because he does love his Dodgers.
Kendrick Lamar.
Sit down.
Stand up.
Be humble. And he's watching Chris play NBA 2K18, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I look at the screen, and Chris is like in a hoodie, like a zip-up hoodie, right? Or is it a hoodie?
Well, more like a classic Letterman jacket.
okay.
Yeah.
And he's on a treadmill in jeans and tennis shoes. I'm like, what are you doing?
I gotta get my stamina back
Yeah, he's
up for
gotta
the next
tighten
game.
up.
That's how you get all your boost.
And when he gets off the treadmill, the screen goes, Christopher Love.
100% energy. Project Scorpio, Xbox One.
It's pretty dope.
Is that on Xbox One X? I heard the PS4 roaring pretty loud.
Yeah, that was a PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, I will play it next year on the X, but I'd gotten this on PS4 Pro, and it's such a grind this year, which I don't mind because it makes you work it for it.
Yeah, it does. What?
Like I don't feel like at this point I don't feel like I can't dominate and do what I want, but if I want to be like 95, 96, 97, you got to put the work in, and like it's a big enough deal where they have a weekly show.
Put that work in. Got to work them
They,
thumbs.
they have a weekly show that's like all right, children, they have a weekly show that they do on there called NBA 2K TV, and I mean, like, they have a host. They're always talking to NBA stars, NBA legends, and stuff like that. And the one cool thing they do is in the game this year, when you get to level 98, they post your name on there. They they give you props
you
for
going for that.
That's what I'm going for.
You're 88 now?
I am 88. I should be 89 this afternoon.
You can do it.
And that's after taking a couple months off to play other video games. So I'm kind of like, we're in this lull right now. So I'm just like gun ho in. I'm like, screw everything else. This is what I'm playing right now.
I'm almost level 38 on Assassin's Creed.
Ooh.
Was that a big deal?
That it takes a while.
It
takes a while.
Is level 40
wondering.
the peak?
Huh?
Level 40 the peak?
Yes. Yeah. You should. Are they doing any of the Trial of Anubis?
I think that's up right now. I don't know how
You should go
long.
do it right now. It's fun. You can do them at your level.
Okay.
You should be able to handle it.
I've got two at my level.
Yeah. You should be fine.
I've got
No,
two,
that's like when I did it. I did about 38.
I've got two level 40 Phylactetes left. One is the
I'd like to believe there's a different way we could pronounce that word, but we won't.
I think it's Phylactetes.
Yeah.
But those
Filet-
things, those last two are like
Whoa,
surrounded
whoa.
by
I
they're
perked up.
surrounded by bandits with them. So I have to take down bandits along with the Phylactete.
Are they the level 40 ones?
They're the level 40.
I mean, I'm just saying I did it when I was level 38, John.
Well, I'm level 37 right now, so I'm gonna go freaking do it today.
Do it. Do it, John.
You won't get in the party chat with me and let's talk about it while you do it.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Xbox One X.
I'm out.
Enhanced.
Project Scorpio.
I don't
Enhance. Exclusive.
I don't have a
exclusive.
headset.
Can I just say-
Watch this. I don't have a headset for that system.
That's BS.
Go ahead.
That game looks beautiful on Xbox One X.
Yeah, it really does.
I thought, it's not gonna look that better. But it does. It really. I mean, it's particularly.
I think-
marinate on that. Particularly.
Yeah.
The mountains in the background. Everything
Exactly.
is just so crystal clear. It's not fuzz.
No, that's what
Fuzzed
people kind of they're thinking like, well, why is it not 60 frames now? I'm like, well, you can do that, but one of the nice things about having a really nice PC or whatever is that like you can increase the draw distance from like say 10 miles to like
Yeah.
30 miles,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you just see so much
It
of the
becomes a
world in your
different,
background.
and it's like you've played with me, and I get pointed out by all the people I play with a lot. I'm one of those people who notice that. Like,
Yeah.
I'll stop and say, guys, look how good the sun looks coming off the
Then
ground.
he gets sniped.
and then,
Because it happens in slow motion.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
only in Sniper Elite 4.
Sean,
Hey,
Ooh,
your hair looks great.
thank you. I got my ears lowered.
you did. You did it
looks-
yourself though, didn't you?
I've missed the cut.
I have a picture I'll show you guys.
Can I touch it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You're going against
Just
the
the
grain
tip.
though. You gotta go with the grain, buddy.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. See, look at that.
There you go.
Don't kill my vibe.
Don't kill my vibe.
Just Kendrick Day.
But
apparently.
I use my own clippers because I just like 3-guarded all the way across, right?
I wish I had confidence.
And in this recent couple of months, I've just kind of let it be wild, be what it
did.
was.
You really like went Mike Gundy for a little bit.
And I at the national championship game, I wore a hat all day because I picked up on the fact that if I left a hat on, the way it gave me hat head made me look like I had a mullet.
I love
Really did. Straight up. Like,
So I'm standing next to Chris and Jeff when I was over there for that brief moment, and I took my hat off and I looked.
and we were like, what the?
But I have a picture of me with the clippers, and I just went around the back and on the sides, and I kind of left the middle section ish.
The party.
Thinking, well, I blended it kind of good with the other size clippers with the intent to kind of look hipster-ish, kind of cool,
All right,
Macklemore
DJ
like.
Sean.
And I left it for a day, but I just wasn't feeling it. It was I forgot. You ever done something where you do something and you go to sleep and you wake up and then the first time you see a mirror you kind of jump and be like,
Why'd I do that?
What did I do?
I had that experience in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have.
Did you get a Richard ring?
No, I may have shaved off my eyebrows on
What?
a dare when I had taken some things that may have alternated my perspective of reality at the moment.
Horse
Don't
tranquilizer?
do drugs.
Dare, children. Dare.
And when I woke up in the morning and we had, it was like a community bathroom. I just wandered in.
You just
wander in, like, the normal routine in the morning. And I looked up in the mirror and I was like, what the? And it panicked me because I was like, I have to go home for Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. I was like, there's no way this is coming back in 2 weeks. But
Did it tighten up?
it was enough that no one said anything. Let's put it that
Okay.
way. If,
They were like,
if they could tell, they were like,
Chris he's changing on us. I don't understand what's happening to Junior.
So you got mullet hat head, huh?
I did have mullet hat head, but I'm tightened up now.
There's
I get wings.
There's nothing like a good hat head.
yeah.
I know. There's a show I watch with my wife.
Your wife.
There you go.
Wife.
Thank you. And it's
Committed.
It's I think it's going to end soon, but if you happen to watch it, it's called Fixer Upper
Yeah.
with
yeah.
Chip and what's call it Gaines.
Yeah.
And he rocks a hat head quite frequently on that show. But he's a hard working man.
Hard work, man.
Hard working man. All right, and see, I've had a Red Bull and John has not.
Right?
John still has sleepy boy eyes today.
John's like, I wake up at the crack of 11.
I think he has his Nighty Night T-shirt on underneath his zip-up hoodie.
I
Naughty
showered
night.
and everything.
Did you?
Yeah, I got
Good
up at
boy.
9.
9.
9.
I got up at 9.
I did.
Well, good deal.
Are we
Are we ready to do this?
are we ready to talk about anticipation?
Well,
Chris, what are we doing today?
Anticipation. That's what we're doing.
Anticipation.
That was my Rocky moment.
Can you hit one for me, John?
Well, John, first we're gonna have to
Of
get to the
anticipation?
Yeah, just
Anticipation. Anticipation.
We don't have the rights. We don't have the
That's not-
rights.
it's not even
I don't even know what that's the right to.
this
We don't
is-
have the rights.
We're
Shut it
freelancing
down.
right now, dude. This is us.
Shut it
Every,
down.
every time I get into it, he goes, "We don't have the rights. We don't have the rights."
Shut it down.
I like
Shut it down.
when you say that. Yay.
That's called falsetto
It is.
or lack of testicles.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We
Whoa.
can say that.
Whoa.
We can.
Whoa. It's biology.
Copyright. Testicle.
Copywritten, so don't copy me, Chris.
Are we ready to do
Transition, Chris. We're falling apart.
We don't have the rights. We don't have the rights.
this? We'll transition now. Let's do the topic.
I'm ready to bring it. Topic time.
The topic is
What is the
All right, you need to. If, it's
2018, the most anticipated game.
if you're gonna be
Oh.
excited about something, Chris, you gotta. If we're anticipating something,
And
we're
Patient.
anticipation.
Anticipation.
no, you can't. No, copyright. Shut
But
it down.
You got to be excited about it. We got to let them know that we're excited.
Well, I was building a freaking.
We
moment.
know that you're excited for Red Dead, Chris.
Probably. It might be on the list.
be on my turf.
It might be on there.
And in the vein of what we like to do,
Going through the vein. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to say vein more often. What can I say? We have what, 5 each?
Oh shit.
Yeah, we do got 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can trim it.
No. We're gonna do 5, and
We can do 1 each. Cash this in. Go enjoy the holiday. I'm
I
kidding.
don't want to say some people here are trying to cut out early, ladies and gentlemen, but there might be 2 people that are like, phone it in this week.
I so didn't think he was going to say phone when he said that.
But anyways,
People.
yeah, we got
I'm one of them, and you, me and you. That's what he's talking about. Me and you.
Yeah.
You and I.
I got 5 games.
I do too.
I think John does too. I hope he does.
Something like that.
Oh, I see his notes on his phone.
5 games that we are most anticipated for coming out. Now, of course, in theory, these are coming out this year, but of course, everything is subject to change and can be delayed in an instant.
I'm thinking you guys are going to tell me one of the ones I'm excited about is not coming out this year.
We'll find out.
But I feel like I did some decent research on when they should come out.
I also pulled up like the top list out there and said, those look like 5 I like.
No, there are the ones I picked, Chris. They're the ones I want.
Okay.
I know which one. I bet. I have
Well-
a feeling. Once you said possibility of delayed, I was like, I think I know.
We'll take our turns
I'm
going.
excited.
We'll take our turns going around the table, and if we have any cross,
We'll do kind of like we did
items,
last
yeah,
week.
we'll do it like how we did with our top 5 games. Where we'll just go ahead and say, hey, that's this on my list, and then we'll talk about
It
it.
clears up redundant speak, Chris.
There you go. It does make it easier.
I I wonder, and maybe you'll tell me a little bit later on. I wonder if anybody who listened last week have submitted or told us about their.
They
top.
may have, or they may have not. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, anything's possible. Ooh, building expectations. Ooh, smashed. So let's kick it off with our number 5 games.
Oh, you said kickoff. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh. Dad.
And that's when you say dog.
He doesn't know that. He
Oh
doesn't.
yeah,
know.
he's he's kind of a Georgia fan.
He's like a Seahawks fan. He's like, wait a minute, there was a team before 2010.
I love you. That was just a good joke. It just
Yeah,
was.
man, that's good.
Anyways, I love you, John. First up, Sean, number 5. What you got?
All right, my number 5th game.
Your number 5th game.
I'm super excited about this game. What's weird about it is the game made previously by these people was a game that friend of the show Jeff absolutely adored and told me it was a must play.
Ooh.
Which I never did. Which was a Brothers A Tale of.
Oh man, me and you are the same on this.
So that's good. We can.
That was my number 5 game.
We can piggyback, but it's called A Way Out. And I remember being absolutely captivated by the demo they showed at E3.
Same here.
And it was just one of those games where you're like, this isn't like groundbreaking, but it's so different that it's almost like I can't wait to get my hands on it and play it.
It's groundbreaking in the fact that they're like, no, you will play this as multiplayer.
Yeah, it's dependent on that.
Yeah, you will not play this by yourself, which is a big risk, just when you think about it. But yeah, this feels like there isn't many games like this out there, like where, it's that there have been heist games, but usually it's just going and shoot them up and all that. But the idea of like 2 guys on the run and kind of planning things and just trying to get by, it seems interesting. Like, and it's got that Southern charm going on with it too. And I think people are kind of like, don't know what to think now after that dude's wonderful performance at the Game Awards. But besides that, I agree with you. Like the first time I watched this demo at E3, I was like, I really want to play this. And I'm with Jeff. Like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is like an underappreciated game. Like that was an awesome debut game for a studio.
Debut.
And I want to see a game. It's interesting to see a game where one of the lead characters looks like what's his face, Jamil Hirsch, or how do you say it? Judge Hirsch. Is that his name? What's his name from freaking? He's in Independence Day. His father, Jeff Goldblum's father. I'm looking at you, John.
Yeah, you are.
You should know this.
Let the silence marinate.
It's Judge something.
Judge Hirsch.
Reinhold?
I think
No.
No. I'm pretty sure
Mathis?
it's Judge Hirsch.
Probably.
But he looks just
Judy.
like the one main character to me looks just like him. So that's a unique shout
Looks
out
like
to him.
him. The older guy? The dad?
Yeah.
I felt like one kind of looked like Sean Penn
Also a little bit like that too.
ish.
There's,
But either way, now this game, when you do play it like online
yeah.
or local, however you play it, is it always going to be a split screen? I thought that was a big key, right? Because
think
you want
so.
You're going to see the perspective of the other person
Yeah.
because that's going to play a major role into how you progress.
And you guys aren't always in the same place. Is that
No,
No.
like
doing your thing, he's doing his thing, but everything is relying on each other's actions.
yeah, like it might be that Sean, if me and Sean are playing, Sean's job is to go get the getaway car and get in a position where maybe I'm the one breaking into the bank area. So if I screw up, he screws up. If he's not there to get me when I'm trying to get out,
We're screwed.
Yeah, we're both screwed. So yeah,
Definitely
that's
interesting approach.
Well,
Yeah.
the closest
definitely
thing
a
I
good
think that I played that would be like that would be the GTA 5 heists,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
where you are like somebody goes in and they're holding up the bank, and you're having to make sure the hostages stay okay, or while they're picking the safe, and then there's a guy in the car waiting on you. This just feels like it's going to be a little different, but the dynamic of running a heist with people,
Ooh, dynamic.
outstanding. The problem is, every time I run a heist with GTA, I know the people, and it's not guaranteed that every time I play this game that I'm going to know the person that I connect with, which could add a whole other. Me and you are going to probably play it the first time we go through.
My plan is to play this game the day it comes out. I hope someone else will join in. I can't imagine this will be a game that's way too long. I would not be surprised like if this game is like just 4 hours and it's designed that way specifically so that two people could sit down
Yeah.
and play the whole entire thing together
Yeah.
from start to finish in one sitting.
I will say this: Chris and I are like 1 for 1 on platinum in games that we decided to co-op together.
That is true. That's very
Gonna
true.
put that on the table, John.
Chainsaw fight, chainsaw fight.
John, you got a number 5 for
I
us?
do.
Yeah, what you got, John?
I do.
Oh, should we say? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should we say about when the games are supposed to come out? Because
This is
like
March 23rd.
ish. Yeah. Is that technically Q1 still?
Yeah,
That's what they're shooting
yeah.
for. Okay.
Okay. Let me look that up.
I think that was like the only one.
me
That might be
type
that might be the only one on my list that
Might have
has a release date set right now.
Yeah. Well, my number 5 is Far Cry 5. And I am fascinated. I'm a huge fan of the series. Big fan of Far Cry 3 and Far Cry Primal. They're just tremendously fun open world games. Chris is looking up into the sky.
Did you play 4?
No, I did
Oh,
not. I
you should
have
go
it.
get it.
Yeah, I have it. I've had it for years.
Play it now.
I'm actually probably going to tackle it
That's probably
after
good.
this. But I'm just really intrigued by. I mean, one of the staples of the series is you're put into this world that is exotic and completely far away. You don't relate to it. It's just this new open world from a distant land. But in this one, what's got me really interested is the fact that this is practically in our backyard. This is, I think, it takes place in Montana. And you are, I think you're a local deputy sheriff, and you're fighting against this. Was I recording properly? Everything's good.
Good. Keep
Cool.
going.
And hey, man, we're good. We're just rolling with it. But I'm just intrigued by the idea of this sadistic cult leader in the backwoods of Montana, in the same vein as Voss on a tropical island.
What was the thing that happened in like Timothy McVeigh showed up where the FBI had that showdown in like Washington with those crazy folks?
Oh, what's his Bundy was his name?
Yeah, no, not,
Bundy family.
not those. It's like before. This is like back in 1990.
Oh.
You've seen it, and like McVeigh showed up like way.
McVeigh was a result. They tried to say that McVeigh's actions were a result of these people.
Yeah.
Ruby Ridge.
Yes, that's it. Like this reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Christianity pumped to 10 instead of gun.
Well,
rights.
like
Jesus.
Montana.
like Wolfenstein 2 last year.
sorry.
There
I can't.
was kind of an outcry by professional media type that wanted
Far Cry.
wanted Wolfenstein to say something beyond what the game was.
Yeah,
and the same calls, or I'm seeing articles a couple times a week about this game truly needs to say something. And what I think members of the media are actually saying is, no, this needs to say something that I personally want it to say. Because obviously the only choice would be to give a message behind, because it's kind of reflective, maybe indirectly, not directly, who knows, reflective of the things that have been happening with fringe groups over the past few years. And it's,
Yeah.
and I'd rather games just be a reflection rather than a statement. So I'm looking forward to this. I hope it avoids narrative positions and just relies on a story of this is what is. No judgment on it per se. Just let the guy play. Let the player experience it. Let them walk away with their own views on it.
Ubisoft usually isn't one for making big statements with their games. Like they do commentary and they'll make fun of it, but it's kind of like Rockstar. They just like, look, this is why this is ridiculous. It's about maybe as far as they'll go, I would think.
And it could just be another Far Cry game.
Very well could
which
be.
would be fine for a lot of people.
And that would be totally
Yeah.
fine. I'm just because it's literally a far cry from everything else you play.
from reality.
Yeah.
As long as there's a scenario where I'm in a shootout with villains and all of a sudden a bear just comes along and messes everything up for me, I'm fine. That's Far Cry to me.
Bears and hopefully honey badgers.
Beats Battlestar Galactica.
Gotta have
Wait,
honey
what?
badgers.
I don't think they have those in Montana. I could
Put
be
them in
wrong.
there.
Are we talking about that guy that used to play for LSU? What's his name?
Oh man,
He plays for the Cardinals now or
yeah,
something.
he's with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Dang it, I cannot remember.
Y'all know who I'm talking about
Yeah,
out there,
Honey Badger.
world. You know.
Honey Badger don't care.
He's got a blonde streak in his hair. Tyrell Matthew?
Tyrell Matthew.
It always goes back to football,
Tyrell.
ladies and
Something
gentlemen.
like that.
We do live in the South, John.
We find a way.
Home of, Southeastern Conference football.
I said it always goes back to football. No, that's either true or not true.
Is
Next
it
up,
anecdotal?
NCAA.
No, it's not anecdotal.
Is it backed by fact?
It's documented fact. I'll show you the data.
Sean's going away when I'm about to ask him what his number 4 game is.
Grab some water to keep my voice sounding sexy, Chris.
Is your water cool? Do you feel like the refrigerator did its job?
It's okay. I mean, it's mediocre for a refrigerator, but what's sad about this water?
No, take a sip.
I will. Hold
I
on.
got to get your voice sexy. Wait, say something now. I don't read lips.
I know. I
bro.
just gave you signals and you don't know what I said.
Oh man.
You can work on your water drinking.
Hello.
Oh wow.
It's me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dasani.
What's your number 4, Sean?
My number 4 is a game that I think is going to be higher on yours. I could be wrong. But it's a game about cowboys and redemption of the redness.
Might be my number 1.
Redemption of the Red News.
I didn't mean to make yours go ahead,
No, it's fine.
But for me, I think the reason I'm not as excited is because I stopped at that point I did in Red Dead.
Yeah, if there's one point where a lot of people, I think, if they didn't finish the game, jumped off, it was Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico is the worst part of that game. By
But
far.
then after that, I've watched since then, when they re-released it for like a ridiculously low price, it was a huge game that people were playing on Twitch. Huge. And it really kind of recaptivated me. And in my grown-up mindset, I'm like, I need to play this game. Like, I really want to play it.
Go
But
beat it.
because it's your number 1, I'm gonna pivot to you because
okay.
now, ladies and gentlemen, this game technically should have already been out, but it got
It should.
delayed.
Oh no, there was no question in my mind when they said like coming fall 2017. I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, and we make it-
I've gone through enough Rockstar games to know there was no way that was ever coming out last year.
Well, do you feel like it's going to hit the target of spring or fall of this
I
year?
think it is possible. I mean, I know they've said that they're targeting spring, which, I mean, that's when the original Red Dead came out, was May. So I definitely...
Fun
I think
fact.
there was some leaks a couple of weeks ago in the news that sounds like their release date that they're about to publish is like June 17th.
That's a good date, I think.
I won't be surprised if it comes out then. I also won't be surprised if it's delayed to the fall. But I know this, they're not going to release it until they feel like it's ready. And I'm totally fine with that. The first time I saw a trailer for this, it was like 10 seconds. And I think that was the same day the Switch trailer or whatever dropped. And
Yes.
you guys were hyped about that. And I was like, yeah, that's cool and all. But y'all, no, screw that.
You were
I
like,
don't care.
dudes, because Red Dead,
Yeah, Red Dead. I mean, like, that game looks immaculate. Like,
it looks good.
this is what games look like when you have limitless amounts of time and money and you have power. You know, I enjoyed the game so much the first time, and I've wanted to go back to this world, and just already I can see everything that I'm going to love about it. Just like, not so much the story is what the story is. That'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be entertaining. They always do
Deep
it
Thoughts
cool.
by Chris.
Yeah, it looks like from afar. From afar, it looks like they're kind of going with maybe a slash of Magnificent Seven versus maybe even a little bit of Unforgiven. Kind of like, you're being forced to do something you don't quite want to do. But
That's why I think it's John Marsden, like pre-Red
yeah,
Dead.
it's prequel.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
question.
it's going to get down and dirty, and you may not like some of the things you have to do with him
Yeah.
initially, but I think you'll see the change that brings him to what we know, and
I don't know if he's going to be in it that
he's going to
much.
be in it.
Because
the entire game's about
you're not
him.
playing as him. You're playing as a different dude that wasn't mentioned in the first game, but it's okay because,
It's Red Dead.
well, now the dude's gang, like he had a long time gang before even Marston showed up. They've made that clear.
His name is
I cannot remember it right now to say
Marn Jardston.
Marn Johnston. Yeah. I can't remember the name. It's like Wild something. I just can't remember.
Wild Bill Hiccup.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, reality.
Wild Clifford.
Yeah. But anyways, like that'll be fine. I'm sure that'll be cool. I'm more interested on getting on a horse and just going out into the wilderness and, you know, exploring that world, because that's what I really enjoyed about the first game.
Can you name your horse?
GTA is, I'm sure you can. GTA is fun to explore, and I enjoy those worlds too. But Red Dead was something I was like, wow, there's really nothing like this out there, and I really enjoy it.
I agree.
Yeah,
On both of those sentiments.
that's my number one, though. Thanks a lot, jerk.
Like I said, well, that's what you get.
Yeah, no,
Breath of the Wild.
not even top 10.
Not even top 10?
I'm kidding.
It wasn't. It was. Well, we did 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't
was
top
Red Dead on your radar at all, John?
No.
Well, how about?
John hates Rockstar because they're successful.
And I feel just like a rock star.
What's your number 4, John?
Darksiders 3.
Ooh.
Thank you.
It did not make our list.
Yeah, of course.
F that game.
I hate them.
Well, this is, I mean, this game could come out and be completely mediocre. But it's amazing that we're actually getting this game in 2018.
True.
THQ, a few years back, shuttered its doors, and a couple of people came along and started buying up properties. Ubisoft got a hold of South Park when THQ was actually had that game in development. And I was assuming at the time that somebody had to. What kind of mood are you in, Chris? Chris has a mood.
I'm
ring.
relaxed. It's purple.
But I expected somebody to come along and get a hold of the studio. What was that studio at the time?
Nordic?
No. The studio that developed the games. Shoot.
We have the power.
Vigil Games, I think. I think it was Vigil.
I mean, you. I don't know if you did this by yourself. It would be amazing.
Vigil Games.
If you did, but I remember you saying that somebody needs to scoop up this property.
Yeah.
And that you said you felt like that was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought it was obvious, and nobody picked it up. And a couple weeks later, a no-name investment group called Nordic, what they called them Nordic Games, came along. And what had they developed in the past? Nothing.
Zero things.
Nobody.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but the good news is a lot of the old developers from Vigil. It was Vigil, right?
Yes.
Vigil Games came back, and now they're under the studio called Gunfire Games, which is just BA.
GFG, yo.
That's right. And so it takes place around the same time as the first two games. It's just a different character. One of the members of the Four Horsemen named Fury, which in biblical research is not actually a member of the Four Horsemen, but it works for narrative purposes. This game, as the series, is a cross between Zelda, God of War, things like that. Just some action.
How do I not want to play this game if you say that? You know,
they're really fun. I mean, they're not masterpieces, but they're really, particularly the first one, it was just a real crowd pleaser. Just a fun game to play. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. No release date has been announced yet, but it's probably coming in the fall.
Yeah, it says 2/18
Yeah.
to be determined.
So that's my game number 4.
that brings us to your number 4, Chris.
Darksiders
We're just
3.
This
barreling.
may be on his.
Oh,
We'll see.
let's see.
If not, we'll see how quickly he forgets.
So your number 4, Chris. Yes.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah. Is it on your list, John?
That is my number 3.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
there we go.
He did not forget.
Yeah. Ori
Top-notch sound effects.
Ori and
John.
the Blind Forest was like one of the biggest surprises, I think. What, from 2015?
2015,
Yeah.
2016.
Just a beautiful game. Like, it looks like a freaking Disney cartoon running on your television at 60 frames per second while also breaking your heart because it's really freaking hard, which is kind of weird that Xbox has two animation heavy games that are just some of the most demanding in terms of gameplay out there. With Cuphead, yeah. But I love this game. It's emotional highs. It has one of the most beautiful scores, the first one. And as soon as we were watching the teaser here at E3 this year, you could just tell, and you're like, that's Ori. They're doing a new Ori. And I have no idea what the story will be about, but I know this. I'm going to cry about something because it's going to get a little emotional. I can't wait to go back. I hope this is like, I don't know what they'll do in terms of evolution. That's like my one fear, is that either they're going to try to Metroid you and take away everything, or else they just won't have much to offer. But I've loved to be proven wrong. And I think they would be the kind of studio that could do that. So I can't wait, John.
I think you're good, man. I think you said enough. The game is gorgeous. It's one of the few moments where I've actually shed a tear playing a video game. I take that back. There are more times than I'd like to admit, but it just resonates on an emotional level. Yeah, and it's a narration. It's a strong narration using minimalist techniques. I mean, there's dialogue in it, but with the music and the scenes that are portrayed on screen, you kind of get the point of the narrative without it.
No words.
Without it telling. I mean, there's a narrator from that. What do they call that? It's like the tree in the middle of the
where
forest.
It doesn't actually speak English. It goes boom bob, and then it says some words at the bottom, and you're like, oh, okay.
Where is my son Ori?
Yeah.
What I like about the way Ori does something as simple as the transition from a player-controlled animation, but you're walking into basically a cutscene, but it's not really a cutscene.
Yes.
It kind of does that like the zoom out effect, and then all of a sudden something happens.
Very good, yeah.
I love that.
Have you played this game?
Yeah, I haven't finished it. Surprise! It got. I forgot. I got it when I got my Xbox bundle. Remember, it came on that when I got all those games.
Yes.
And I went right into Gears of War like the meathead that I am.
No, it's cool. I mean,
he doesn't have a soul.
Chainsaw fight.
He just aims to kill.
Gears of War 4 is an excellent game.
Oh, I love it, but it's for the soulless.
And a Halo. I started that too back then.
Also soulless.
But I'm actually dabbling in it again, Ori, because I bought.
That's a good word.
I bought the definitive edition, which added more areas to the game.
Yes.
So
does it need more?
Was it much more?
Oh yeah, baby. I haven't finished it, so I haven't noticed any new areas because I'm still in the beginning stages. But what a great game! Metroidvania. You're always gonna get my attention with that.
I think they gave me that for free.
Wow.
Because Microsoft just does that to me. So because I've been a member so long and all that, like when I bought my Xbox One X, they turned around and they're like, hey, by the way, have 4K Lego Batman. I was like, oh, all right.
They did that to everybody.
If you got an Xbox One X,
I got PUBG for free.
Exactly. They just
haven't touched it yet.
That's because you should play Fortnite.
Can you give me the code? Give me the code.
PUBG.
No, I already downloaded it.
I just said
share our library.
I said something hilarious. I did, but I don't think it's as funny as it used to be. I said PUBG.
I was watching some Fortnite footage. It's
so fun.
It's more cartoony than I thought it would be.
It is,
but it works.
Yeah.
I like when you see them hold one of the most coveted guns in the game is a SCAR, and that SCAR just looks so, dare I say, BA in your hands.
Keep your stuff?
No.
For each match, or do you?
No. The point, even like in PlayerUnknown, is to survive that round, right?
Right.
Correct.
Is there a game that's a battle royale that you get to keep your rocket launcher when you win? No.
Okay. I wasn't sure how it was.
I think that would take away from the aesthetic of that kind of game.
Okay. Have you just gotten the free version, or do you?
Yeah. Well, I've spent money on the free version in game, like characters, battle pass, and things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that now? Would that going back? Would that be in place of PUBG on your top 5 last year?
That game was actually close for me to put it on over PUBG, but you got to remember, I went and got new computer parts. Chris built the computer.
Sure.
The rave that was PUBG had to go on my list.
Do you have
because of
PUBG on Xbox?
that. Yeah. We should play together.
We should.
I hear it's gotten a lot better.
I do want to try it.
That's why I keep, like I said, everyone who's been playing it recently has said it got a lot better.
You know how our friend of the show, Mike Slade, got into Fortnite and now he's all in?
Yeah,
That's still crazy to me, right?
it is.
If John got all into PUBG and like
If we just swung everyone over there.
he went to work with backpacks and riot helmets on because he's like all in.
I gotta have a level 2 helmet, guys.
Right, helmet.
He's the one running the freaking PUBG kick. That'd be hilarious.
He sets one up. He's like, hey.
Well, what's your number 3, Sean?
All right. So the reason I may have missed Ori, I kind of have a blinder to the Xbox as a system.
Yeah, we know.
In general, I don't mean to. I don't mean to be mean, but that's all I can be is just me, Chris.
What's your mean?
That's Eminem.
I thought so.
Yeah.
My number 3,
Spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Y'all haven't heard of that game, Mom Spaghetti? It's Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
I almost put that on there.
that. Yeah, I've contemplated
I've
it.
played this game.
This game, I don't know why it's captivating me like it is. It could be a complete hot mess because of the need to rely on just random people who tend to be D's in other games you play with.
So far, it has not happened.
Right.
When I played it.
And everything that I've seen, like when you're like, hey, I'm going to hop in this cannonball shooter thingy for you to shoot me over there, hook me up. And they're like, all right, hop in. Let's push the button and go.
So nobody's been a D yet?
No.
No, I mean, because it's a game that it's one of the few games out there where when you start playing it, you realize real quick you can't play it by yourself. You need other people. So then you go back and you just party up and it automatically puts you in a match with other people, and everyone has responsibilities. Like you have to figure out who's doing what, but you know, like someone has to be the person that mans the sails. Someone has to be the one to take care of the cannons. Someone has to be on the point lookout to see what's coming that way. Someone has to be steering the ship. And all that matters, and like you can't do it unless you talk to and communicate. And if you're being a D, everyone fails. So, you know, there's no real reason to do it.
Well, those are great points, but I would have rather heard them from Sean.
Oh, it's good.
Talk about being a D. I'm just kidding.
You were saying, but I was going to be a lot more elementary about mine. I was going to be like, dude, we can go in caves and look for treasures.
That's fun too.
Yeah, that looks like super.
It just keeps looking better. In
It
that
does, and
It's rare. I mean, is anyone surprised by this? It's
Yeah.
rare games.
I actually am. I know they've had a history, like from our childhood, of having great games, but I'm a little nervous.
Even like when it came to,
Is that fair to say?
even when it came to Connect,
Yes, it is fair to say.
like, you know, most Connect games were meh, but the few ones that they put out, they were all great.
They put out good stuff.
Yeah, I mean that was great. Freaking Viva Pinata was great on Xbox 360.
You've always spoke highly of that game. So it literally it could be the saving grace of me owning an Xbox One S.
S.
Notice I said S.
Not an XX exclusive.
I haven't. Yeah.
Well, you know, on Xbox One X, Sea of Thieves has 9 billion teraflops behind it.
Well, here's the deal. Little do you know that we're in the behind the scenes of Sean's brain.
Oh,
There's a master plan being developed for building a new PC.
there you go.
It's very secretive. I hope no one goes and finds that out. But
I'll burn that place down.
in my mind, I'd love to have a Nintendo Switch and play the Kirby's and things of that of the world. All the games that they come out with. Have my PlayStation 4,
Okay.
and then have a master raced PC. that I
Screw you,
wouldn't-
Xbox.
Well, yeah, but I could still hold my Xbox controller and play on it.
That is true. That is true.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
So we've gotten
We've gotten his number 3.
now. It's to you, right?
Yeah, my number 3. This might be on your all's list.
Uh-oh.
Spider-Man.
No,
Really? Wow.
I haven't.
Wow.
No, it almost made it. It
Yeah,
almost,
it almost
I
Turn
just-
over- y'all turn in your insomnia cards.
No,
right?
no,
Hold
it's
on,
just
man.
not on my
I-
top 5.
I haven't seen them. We haven't seen a lot of it yet.
We saw a 10-minute demo last
Yeah,
year.
and I know we went like on it. I understand that, but look, it's better.
Am I going to buy this game?
Yes.
But
I mean-
I'm it's hard to be excited about it when all I see so far is a lot of Batman Arkham City stuff. I just want to know more. I just want them to tell me a little bit more about are the side quests worth my time? Is it the kind of open world game that everybody wants?
I think it will be primarily open world just because they've shown they can do that. Yeah. They did that very well with Sunset Overdrive.
Believe me, they
but
have
yeah,
my attention.
It looks great. I mean, that game
does look great.
looks immaculate. I'm jealous that you can only play it on PlayStation. Like, I think everyone should play this from the way it looks. It's the first Spider-Man game since probably the one, which was, I cannot remember the full name of it, but it was like in the style of Ultimate Spider-Man back from like 2011. I can't remember the name of it right now. That's the last time there was a Spider-Man game where I was like, I would at least like to play this. This one is on that level times 10 for me. I want to swing around in New York City. I want to see all the cool combos that I can pull off. I want to see, they've teased up Miles now. So I'm interested to see how that comes into the play, what they're going to do with that, what enemies they plan to do with it, if they're going to kind of do their unique own story, or if they're planning to do a gambit of just big villains and say, like, let's give you those cool moments. I'm interested to see what they can do with this, and I hope for their sake that it does start like doing a trilogy of Spider-Man games, because Spider-Man for a while was like the premier comic book game, and that's gotten lost. Like, it's,
Thank you, Nickelback. I'm so
hey, it was only Chad Kroger. That wasn't Nickelback. It was only Chad Kroger.
Was it really?
Yeah,
How do you know?
Wait, there's more people in Nickelback?
because I needed a hero that could save me.
But what's cool about this game is that I think they're doing the right approach where it may coincide with a movie or release of a movie. It has
Possible.
nothing to do with a movie. It's its own story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not tied to anything in the comic book universe. It's its own thing, which will,
Yeah.
I think, benefit in moving on to maybe a trilogy. You had some qualms with the way that Battlefront 2 did the story.
Yeah.
It tried to bring in the old people. I loved it. I know I said it last week, but this will be the kind of game that will make you happy because it's not relying on previous things that you already know.
Yeah, if they want to have it where all of a sudden, they're like, look, the Shocker is trying to rob. They can hear that. There are microphones. It captures audio.
See, John.
But anyways,
Oh man.
yeah, I would be fine with the idea of like I'm swinging around and all of a sudden you get some sort of call that like Shocker is robbing the bank or whatever, and you get to go in and you're fighting Shocker. Like, I'm cool with that. What I don't want is like what Star Wars kind of did, where it was like, look, we're going to take this character and put him to the side and bring back this popular character because you need to know we have this license. That's where I hate that stuff, and that's
But
what
it's
a lot of Star
canon,
Wars.
Chris.
Apparently, it is now.
I wonder if there's a multiplayer element to it, because I mean it's mentioned the possibility of having multiple Spider-Men
Yeah.
in the game.
Miles.
Dare we say Spider-My?
Nice.
Spider-Man 2099?
Spider Woman, Spider Girl, Spider.
Incredible Hulk?
That doesn't go with the,
So
yeah.
It would be funny if, like, all of a sudden, someone like Sean has joined game and he just comes plowing through his Hulk.
not to mention Spider-Man's costume is legit. in
Yeah,
the
it's
game.
BA.
It really looks
it's
good.
BA. That's Baracus.
Thank you.
Sean,
Hey,
Number what?
what's your number 2 game?
Ooh, number 2.
this game
Oh God.
will introduce an old man version of a man you already know. It will transition to a new kind of lore. And if you like, you can buy the Funko Pops, like I've begun to do.
Star Wars?
No, God of War.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This did not make my list.
It's
This
it's
did
not
not
no,
make
no.
you. Oh no. Okay.
It's not surprising, but surprising because he did get worn out from Kratos in the God of War franchise.
There's a lot of games I would have liked to have put there.
At number 2?
There are not
Or in number just in top
like
5.
they're they're not in the top 5 either, just because there were things I was really like, I want to give that a shout out, but or else I was like, I'm not entirely sure that's coming in 2018. So like for instance, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I thought about putting that on here, and it's like, I don't know if that's going to come for sure.
I don't even know if it exists.
Or freaking what you call it, Kojima's game. Death Stranding. Obviously, if I knew that was coming, that would be on this list.
Yeah,
but
this is not 2021.
I feel
Exactly.
like I just feel like it won't be an early release, but I feel like it will be like a end of the year kind of maybe October-ish release.
it felt like originally
They
it was
said
about to
early
come in.
2018.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
That's what messed up, man.
But I just feel like it's
Give me what I want.
yes, it's one of those
Give
to
me
where
wood and oil.
if in a year from now we look back and this game doesn't come out until 2019, we won't be surprised.
Yeah,
But it's
same with Spider-Man for that matter.
dude, it's there. And from what I cannot wait to get in this world that's going to be more open than you're used to.
Sure, hopefully.
Yeah, and I held the pops next to each other, and they just look so different now. His skin color. He's got a kid. He's got a kid again.
You've got the original Kratos pop.
Yeah. Of course I do.
Does it scream at you randomly because it thinks you're a god?
No, but he sits there.
Sure.
He's got his arms. He's just like. "Rrr." In the new one, he just doesn't look as mad. And I hope they don't kill him. So then his son's the new God of War. That'll be hack.
Son of War.
I gotta tell you,
Son of War.
this is my number one.
Oh,
Hold on, let me make
What?
sure.
What?
This is my number one. And to the point about the original version of Kratos, the criticism of the angry Kratos is just one of those. Is just one of those criticisms that people who don't have much to say about a completely
I agree.
excellent game
I agree.
say about the game.
Yeah, Chris, I agree.
yeah.
just-
Just belittle my point.
No, I am belittling your point. No, I understand the criticism. I just disagree with it.
I love him in the first game. I enjoy him in the second game. By the end of the third game, I was like, okay, I've had enough.
The disconnect.
So
with,
you need to get over your family being murdered by a god.
No, I need something more than just a guy who's consistently raging at level 10 and destroying everything in the process. It just got and it got so cliche after a while. It was a cool. I played those games primarily because of the combat and the boss fights. Those are quite memorable. I wouldn't say I played them because Kratos is like the most developed character of all time. At the same time, I play Halo. And, Master Chief isn't exactly the deepest, most thought-provoking character I've ever picked up.
Thank you for saying that.
I play because I enjoy it,
For me, for Chris, there was a disconnect in what they were giving you as the story that fueled Kratos' rage.
Yeah.
For me, I felt the rage.
Everything just kept getting worse too.
Yeah.
It didn't just
Yeah.
start with him murdering his family. It got every game revealed additional betrayals, all that stuff. But aside from the character study on Kratos,
Plus, when you fought Hercules, wasn't it Hercules? When
Yeah.
you ripped. Oh my God.
yeah,
Devastating.
sibling rivalry. But yeah, the God of War is doing something really, really unique.
Yes.
You have to hand it to Chris's point, the criticism or the critique of Kratos' character, you look at this game and you're like, they've actually paid attention to that particular critique.
Yes.
And I think, it's time for that.
Yeah.
The idea of him moving on to a quieter place in his life, and if you think about who he is, attempting to go to a quieter place in his life.
Yeah, I'm sure things won't go well.
But
I hope
you can picture the Norse gods knowing who this guy is.
Yeah.
And
Kind of being in tune with what he's done because they are gods,
Yeah.
if you will.
And you think the Greek gods are major D's, the Norse gods
you said that.
are just 10 times as bad.
Wasn't
They're not taking too kindly to his presence, and they're gonna cause him to go rage out again. But aside from this, they've actually talked about additional routes they can take with Egyptian mythology, and he's just gonna destroy all the gods. Christian mythology.
I'm still wondering. Jesus. I can't wait to see that. Like he's dressed up like Pilate.
Was Hellblade's mythology Norse based?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was, but it was Norse mythology. The Norsemen were the invading group that killed her village.
Yeah.
So she wasn't, in fact, Nordic, but
She was like,
the legends and stuff were Nordic.
she was just.
I forget what her.
Can't remember.
I forget what it was.
Celtic.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
it was Celtic.
Good job, Chris.
I won't be surprised. Like last year, Horizon Zero Dawn was the game that was not in my top 5. That
Oh, must play for 2017,
Yeah,
huh?
I know. Yeah. So you probably won't play this one either, huh? And it ended up being a thing I love. I plan to play this game. There's no question about that. Same with Far Cry. I mean, I'm going to play these things. But I would be lying if I said like, oh, this is something that I absolutely have to play. Like, or I'm chomping at the bit. Like, I need this now, which is what I would say. I want to be impressed, and everything I've seen so far has got me very optimistic.
Well, they had me at the opening trailer 2 E3s ago, where you see the kid. He's like, I don't know, playing with some toys or something, and then you hear this voice, and you're like,
Kratos,
I know that voice.
I know you.
Then he comes out of the shadows, and he has a beard, and the beard is the only patch of hair on his body.
Yeah.
So you know it's a different character. They're going down a different road with this character because he has a beard. You had me at the beard.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, you're put in a position to where you've got a son. Your focus is no longer your rage. Your focus is protecting that kid.
different
It
type
just
of rage.
seems like they're really invested in giving you a
Motive.
well, not just that, but a multi-dimensional character.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that is the case. What was your number 2 game, John? Because that's your number 1.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh. I wonder if that's coming this year.
It's
I'm assuming it's coming around E3. That's my assumption. I could be wrong, but I just that's when the original Last of Us dropped. I think it dropped a couple of weeks or after or prior to E3. But this is a sequel that
I can't wait for it.
Has some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly they're doing with it. I don't know what road they're taking. I don't even know if Joel is even alive or is a figment of Ellie's imagination.
Or
Ellie,
memory.
right? Is it
Elle.
Ellie?
However you want to say it, but I think it. Yeah. What do? He was already old.
Yeah.
In a
It's
world.
like your age.
In a world.
In a world.
He was older in a world that was already kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
So what does he do? I do know that they set up, if you are going to play as just Elle, her, when you picked up as her during that little part in the story, and you were like, that guy was trying to basically kidnap you or take you, and you had to fight off, and you got to play as just her. That was one of the more memorable parts of that game. So
Yeah.
they've set up you already being kind of attached to her and playing as her. So maybe she takes the front seat, if you will, where he kind of goes to the passenger, more supportive role.
For sure. And you got a situation where that trailer dropped a few months ago. Well, it didn't have Joel in it. It didn't have Ellie in it. It had a woman hanging by a tree limb, and these people were about to seemed like they were about to kill her. And there's a lot of speculation. One, there was some complaints about being too sadistic without any context, but it seemed to indicate, and there's some theories that the woman was actually, it's like a flashback scene with Elle's mother, because you see as I recall, you focus on the woman's stomach as she's hanging from that branch, and it's like these people are after her, almost as if they already know that her blood is kind of like the secret to the cure. I don't know. So there's no telling that could be complete speculation.
I like it though. I'm intrigued by it.
But I mean, this has my attention. This already has my money because, I mean, The Last of Us was probably the best exclusive in the history of PlayStation. For sure.
No.
What do you? All right, just to
PlayStation
counter
exclusive?
it, what do you think the greatest PlayStation
He's going to say
exclusive
Horizon.
ever was?
The greatest exclusive they've had?
Because
that's hard.
I've got no issue with The Last of Us being that exclusive.
If it's not the
In the
premier,
history of PlayStation.
You could probably say Uncharted.
You can make a case for Uncharted. You can make a case for Shadow of the Colossus. A lot of people would actually probably make a case for Final Fantasy VII.
You're gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Yep, Crash Bandicoot. No question. Reloaded. By far. Ratchet and Clank. Best exclusive. Suck it. I'll play that game, but John knows I'm not a humongous fan of that game.
Sean knows too, dude. I'm right here. I know how much you hate that game. It was my game of the year, and we still fight about it.
is my game.
John knows how much I hate that game.
You don't hate
Only
that
John.
game. Do you hate that game?
No, I don't hate it. I hate the ending of that game.
It was awesome. It was
I didn't
awesome.
like it. I didn't like the ending. But you know,
That's what she said.
and I
your
didn't.
What's your score on that game?
I give it like an 8.5.
God, he just does. He doesn't.
I don't know.
You can't combat.
I don't know.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
I don't know.
what is he doing? Are we that different?
I don't know.
How are we friends with him if he truly feels that way?
We're not
Those are the
Do you
things.
fear differences?
No, I'm just.
Yes, I do.
I know you do. See.
His
anyways.
game of the year that year was BioShock Infinite, and in order to give BioShock Infinite the edge,
Yes.
he's got to give the other game an 8.
Yes.
No, I just really love BioShock Infinite,
Yeah,
terrible.
but I also really love all the
played it.
BioShock games.
it's a good game. Really good game.
BioShock sucks.
Really good game.
You will die.
In BioShock by Big Daddy.
Not in that one.
Oh no, I mean, but in BioShock, Big Daddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
My number 2.
We care now.
yeah.
Do you?
No,
I want.
I've taken truth serum, and I can never lie to you again.
Okay. My number 2. We all know your number 1 yet, right? Yeah. Okay. My number 2 is Anthem.
Yes.
I don't believe that's going to be 2018. That's why I didn't make.
They
the list.
said 2018
I know they
last
did.
year, so that's why.
They are dirty liars.
I know. I won't be surprised if it gets pushed. But the
If that-
fact that they're saying right now it's 2018, and after watching that trailer at E3
Dude.
last year, and everyone knows I am the BioWare fanboy of this group, there's no question
I
about
thought
that.
it was going to be Skull and Bones.
Okay.
Is that a game?
Yeah, it's the. You know what?
Old Skull and Bones.
I think it's called Skull and Bones. I don't know.
Is that what it's called?
It's like the Sea of Thieves answer from Ubisoft based in the pirate world. of the
Oh,
Sea.
yeah, that one. No, God, no.
Really?
Yeah. no.
Really? I thought it was
I've
gonna-
played For Honor.
I thought it was going to be Days Gone.
No.
You don't care about playing that game at all?
Not really. I'll play it probably when it comes out, but I'm not like, gotta have it. You know, kind of like State of Decay. I'm like, I'll play it when it comes out.
You have a motorcycle and a jacket with sleeves cut
Oh,
off.
wow, and there's zombies?
I think that game's.
Wow,
I think
so
that game's
original.
gone. I
I
think
do
it's
too.
shuttered.
You
I
say
think
it's
it's-
Days Gone? A
think
lot of
it's-
people think that one's likely to come out. Of all the exclusives, that's the one most likely to come out this year for PlayStation. Outside of,
So,
Outside of
poof to
I
your
mean,
theory.
outside of like Spider-Man, and even like Last of Us, a lot of
Or
people
God of
think
War.
Last of Us will get pushed to next year, and it will be Days Gone this fall because they've. I mean,
could
that's
see
been
that.
in development for long.
Well, when Days Gone comes out alongside The Last of Us, I don't think it's a good idea.
Exactly, which is why.
I concur.
But yeah, Anthem. I really want to enjoy Destiny more than I did. I've enjoyed parts of it, but
It's good.
This looks like it took everything that I had an issue of with. At least from that demo, it looks like it's taking everything that I had an issue with that game and taking what I love about BioWare and making its own thing and unique. I think what will probably be cool is, and you know this, Sean, like with BioWare games, I can go and play with you and we can have a great experience.
Yeah, you can.
But at the same time, they always work to deliver a great story single player wise. So
Yeah.
I can go off and have my own journey, and it will be epic to the point where by the time, maybe when I do group up with Sean and we're doing end game stuff, that I feel like I'm totally vested in my character and where he's going, which was always my big problem with Destiny. Plus, it's got jetpacks. I mean, you
Bonus.
can't go wrong with jetpacks. I mean, anytime you
Yeah.
give me that,
Jetpack.
it's like BioWare usually doesn't have a huge falter, but when they've had criticism, they usually come back swinging pretty hard. Mass Effect Andromeda was done by
the greatest game you've ever played.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, right? Not in my top 5 for games of 2017. Was made by, BioWare Quebec. This is the first game since Dragon Age Inquisition that's being done by BioWare Montreal. Casey Hudson is back at BioWare, so I have a lot of hope that whenever they do launch this, I hope it's this fall, that it will remind everyone just how good that studio can be.
One of the most exciting things about, having our heads into the world that is video games is being around for things that come along like an Anthem.
Yeah.
And if you think back, like when World of Warcraft was at its height, you'd always hear about these games that were going to come out that were going to be the World of Warcraft killer, so to speak.
Sure.
And I kind of feel like with that same thought that a lot of people are pegging Anthem to be the Destiny killer, if you will.
I don't think it will.
I don't think that it will. I mean, people are trying to say that all these games are going to be the Call of Duty killers. I just think in this kind of world, there can be the coexistence of multiple versions of the game because people will find what they like out of all of them. But I'll tell you this: if we see more like we saw of what we've seen from Anthem, I don't know how I can play anything else.
Yeah, it's one of those things that at the very least it's going to make, Destiny's going through a lot of criticism right now within its fan base, and
they're dragging their feet, Chris.
Yeah, if this comes in and hits the way it does, say they actually get it out this fall and it really looks good, and then they do release an expansion and it's kind of on the tier of idea of what people expect when they're paying more money to a provider. That could be something. If that's really good, then that could be something that's really detrimental to Destiny's health. But
we are on point today.
But at this point, I would just say I don't care what it does to Destiny. I just care that it's a really entertaining BioWare game. I hope other people will play it if it is good. If not, I will enjoy the hell out of it. So screw you.
My entire circle of people, including you.
Yeah.
You can say the H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said it once and I got in trouble.
Why are you always,
can't say
why are you a
heaven.
word
You can
Nazi
say-
right now, bro?
Yeah.
Just let it go.
He is the word Nazi.
Yeah. He's all like, can I say
And now he's gonna go. Now he's gonna go. You can say Nazi
A Nazi would say, "You can't say that.
on
I
television.
kill you now."
Yeah, that's true.
I said, "Can you say that?" See, there's a logical difference, Sean, in what you're not thinking.
He's
about.
trying to not get labeled a Nazi.
Borefest.
Yeah. No one cares about your word Nazi puns and stuff.
That's your number one.
No, that was my number 2. My number 1's already been named.
Was my number 5. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the game that I said was number 5 was away. No.
No, Red Dead was my number 1.
Mine was my number 4. Sorry.
And Anthem was your number.
It was not on my list.
Oh.
Yeah, the only number 1 we have left that we have not heard is Sean Haywood's.
Yeah.
What was your number one?
My number 1 was Red Dead Redemption,
Okay.
which should shock no one.
No.
Is there anything you haven't disclosed on your list?
No, I think I'm good, right?
Yeah.
I did everything.
You're all.
Yeah, you did
So
everyone.
it's just on me.
It's on you.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
I
it.
promise you, I'm probably the only one here that is excited about the game in the way that
Apparently.
I'm excited about the game.
Call of Duty, whatever the next one is.
I would love that, please.
That's so funny. God, I
Madden NFL 19.
wish DJ Hero 7.
Can I guess? Hold on. Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Boom. Look at that skill.
I saw that today and I was like, Sean Haywood.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I played the beta for a little bit. I may give it a shot.
Yeah. It's one of those. If it gets me, like Monster Hunter.
Try.
No, it was
Triforce?
It was the one on Wii.
3.
Monster Hunter 3, Tri, Epic Force, whatever. They name them very weird.
Zelda.
The way that I went head first into that game and spent hours in that game, we're going to be in trouble. You may not see me for a while.
Oh. So you're saying there's going to be a spot open on the Fortnite teams?
Yeah, well, there always is if you get on time,
Yeah, I know.
Chris.
I don't know. I haven't been playing.
But the charm that the Monster Hunter series gives its players, the reward of the feeling of reward when you actually like win at fighting a monster It's unlike anything I've ever played. So with that said, yeah, a good friend of mine, a good friend of, I think he's kind of a friend to you. You don't know the guy, Cam Adam.
I know.
Wow, that hurts. He's kind of a friend for you.
He's already pre-ordered the game.
I know the guy.
I know you know the guy.
I can't believe he's not
Sure.
playing Fortnite.
I did all that for the troll factor.
Yeah.
I cannot
He
believe
downloaded it, but he's often
he's playing Horizon again.
he's Luke Skywalker on Dagobah right now. He's trying to figure out life.
He wasn't on Dagobah, but okay.
In
Dagobah.
Jedi he was, and in Empire he was.
I thought we were talking like,
We're just talking
Exile.
in general, bro.
Gotcha. Okay.
Spoilers.
My bad.
Yoda dies. He's one with the Force. But yeah, it's supposed to come out at the end of this month, like soon.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I
the
think
26th.
January 26th, yeah.
So we're gonna see if it captures me, because the people that we
me.
played with back in the day, if you got in and got it, I'm doing air quotes right now. You're like, this is amazing.
What system are you getting on?
The what I consider the best system ever, which is the PS4 Pro.
That's just not true.
I don't care about teraflops. Okay,
Do you hear the fan on that thing running right now?
I don't feel like
He heard it early.
the Xbox. They basically have a PC and an Xbox.
Yep.
That's how much they rule the world. So I'm always on the underdog.
Rule the world.
Imagine that. Nas.
I take off. Oh,
Nas. This is essential hip hop, John.
I thought that might be the case, though. I was like, when I was trying to figure out, I was like, was he not named
do you-
that? And then I was like, it's got to be Monster Hunter.
Yeah. So it's going down. I'm excited. If you've never played a Monster Hunter game, they say you can hop in this one and be good to go. There is a learning curve, I think. I can't wait to see my character run, because that was always something that made me chuckle because of the way they run. Very high step, kind of head back runs. The world looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I was jealous that you got to play the beta, if I'm being completely honest right now.
I didn't play very long, but I was like, okay, I could see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So we'll see.
I'll probably do it at some point.
Any honorable mentions, guys?
I would like to honorably mention that no one named a Nintendo exclusive in this.
Well, Kirby, I'm going to buy it. Like
If
soon.
there's a new Captain Toad game, I'd play that in a heartbeat.
Speaking of Kirby, from E3 they had working titles for Yoshi and Kirby, and then all of a sudden, boom, Twitter, boom, the E3 thing, not the E3 thing. What's it called? The Nintendo
Direct,
the Mini. They're like, here it is. Here's Kirby. And you're like, cool.
If you want to know what was announced on the Nintendo Direct last night,
John?
check out my article
Oh,
Over at
on
Play Your
the
Way.
Play
So
Your
you
Way
could write some-
podcast.com.
he could write those notes for him.
Yeah, it was a good article.
Thanks. Did you post it on the Twitters?
No, I got to figure out how to do that more efficiently. Because right now I'm kind of dumb about it. Chris is nodding vigorously.
We hired the wrong
the best
Twitter
PR
community.
guy ever.
We got the wrong
Hey,
Twitter community
How
manager.
do you do PR?
Anyways, I'm trying to think of things like
Shadow of the
Crack-
Colossus is
Yeah.
right around the corner.
yeah, I wouldn't put that on there though, because in the end that's still a remake. You know, that already
It
exists.
doesn't. We don't care about remakes or not. It's about what you're excited to play.
Does
Speaking
that
of
mean
which,
we
Final
can't?
Fantasy
Does that mean we
VII.
can't talk about it?
No, we can't. We can
Because
definitely
it's a
talk about it.
remake, right?
Yes, it is
Okay.
a total remake.
Completely
Crackdown,
different monsters.
Crackdown 3,
Yeah.
for sure. Something I'm interested in. State of Decay, I'm interested in. I'm sure Forza Horizon 4 will probably come out this year if they keep up their rotation, and I will definitely play.
You think that'll come out?
They usually do it every other year.
I'm excited to give Dark Souls a crack
Yeah,
because it's coming out as a remaster. So that's exciting.
I'm kind of like 50-50 on that because I don't know how much of a remaster it's going to be, and
Well, I mean,
it's a
it
game
just-
that's like.
It means I don't have to dust off my old system and play it. That's what I'm saying.
I guess those games, like for whatever reason, anything from like the Xbox 360, PS3 era, it doesn't feel that old to me. So like when I hear it's
Sure.
coming, I'm like, okay.
Assassin's Creed Rogue remaster.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, okay, why?
Oh, that's a great game.
Did we say State of Decay 2?
I just said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Funny.
If Below ever finally comes out, I will play the junk out of that.
below.
The Metro Exodus game.
Yes.
Yeah,
That looks
that's another
phenomenal.
one.
But I don't know if it's coming out this year.
Yeah, they're
And
saying-
hopefully at E3, maybe finally someone will say the words Halo again, because it's been like 3 years. You ready to wrap this up?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes. Everyone's like, wait a minute, what about the news? There is no news. Emails!
Electronic mail of the future.
That got a lot more elaborate than usual, but emails!
That's the new one. You just
Yeah, it's 2018. You can't be 2000 and late no more, bro. You got to
Well,
be
actually,
like,
this first email is from December 31st, 2017.
no. Then in
Yeah.
that case,
We got some
mail.
hangover. We're catching up today. We're playing catch up. First email comes in from Daniel. He says, "Hey, Chris, John, and Sean. If that's the correct way to spell your names, because I suck at names. It's not. You guys gonna say hey to him then?
What's his name again?
Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
hey.
Sorry, I'm like trying to make this.
He's trying to multitask,
Yeah.
and this is the silence that occurs.
This is the sound. He says, "I am Daniel, and I am from New York. And when the more you nerd, the more you nerd podcast got boring to me, I turned to you guys. I have no idea who that is,
Well,
but
thank you for the term.
screw you. The more you nerd,
dark
we're better than you."
side.
Yeah. And I loved you guys straight off the bat. I subscribe to you guys and watch the majority of your episodes since I listen to you guys while I'm playing mobile games and even when I sleep. I want to know if you guys watch anime, and if so, what's your favorite? I don't think any of us really watch anime. I used to watch DBZ and like Cowboy Bebop.
He
but that's
is
DBZ, John.
unsubscribing.
DBZ John. Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. John, you got any anime
Hatchet used to
recommend-
watch.
I
Yeah,
have-
Hatchet was our big anime guy.
I have Death Note in my queue. The Netflix.
There you go. There you go. That's
Which
based on
everyone
anime.
hated.
Yeah,
We watched that Castlevania thing.
that was an anime technically. In a
Yeah.
way. Well, no, it wasn't because
Was
it
it
wasn't
not?
from Japan, but
Japan.
it's definitely an anime style.
Yeah.
Please don't stop listening.
Please don't.
Please don't stop the music.
Even though the giveaway for your top 5 games is long over, I'd like to still share my list.
Please.
Number 5, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Number 4, Assassin's Creed Origins. That's a really good pick.
Nice. And the Dragon Ball one, if you're into that people like that game.
Number 3, looks like it's a tie for both Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2.
Nice.
Number 2, Call of Duty World War II.
yeah.
And number 1, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
No
Wow.
way. Is he
No, I'm
messing
not
with
kidding.
me?
I'm not kidding,
Are
man.
you messing with me?
Yeah. I know a lot of people say that AC2 was the best, but Rogue had the best story mechanics and just everything. You're wrong, sir.
I've never-
Origins is the best now.
He's definitely got something about story. I mean, that was
I've never
just a
played
unique
Rogue.
approach.
He's just sucking up to you. He
he?
knows what you
I
want.
love Rogue.
He knows
He's
what you-
caressing that inner thigh right now and whispering sexy things to you, John.
Oh, that didn't last long.
You want this New York deli salami? I got it for you in my Rogue.
Jeez.
The one problem I have is how short the story mode was.
That's true.
Yeah. I can't wait for the remastered version of it to come out.
Yes.
You guys are all awesome, and I will support you guys until the show stops. Game on, boys.
Can we talk about the remaster when
Game
it comes
on.
out, since we never talked about the game?
Sure, but he also says P.S. your wife.
Your
And then he says PPS, your mom's box.
PP.
Oh,
yes.
That's our long.
Then, I will say this though, Daniel. The next time you have an everything bagel, think of me because that is my jam.
Those things are the jam.
From New
love-
York, dude.
That's good.
There's
Anywhere.
something in the water. I'm just saying.
Iron Puppy wrote in,
What up, our public?
consistent writer of the show. He hit us after, the New
After
Year.
in the
Yeah.
2001
He waited till 2018.
yeah.
He says, "Hey guys,
It has been a minute.
I remember listening to your Ratchet and Clank episode. It was the first one I listened to.
Oh,
Since then, I've listened to each installment, even went back and listened to all the old ones.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, what is Chris up to these days? Chris Hatchett wanders around in a dark abyss. We every now and then we turn the light on and say, "Come here, buddy," and then we put him on the show for an hour, and then we push him right back into
he just
the
says,
abyss.
"My precious," all the time. We don't know what's happening.
He comes to John's house and,
Oh
and
yeah,
just-
you invite him to your house for dinner.
yeah, he goes to John's house and hogs all the mac and cheese, even though it's the good mac and
Wait,
cheese, and
y'all make-
everyone
you make
wants the
mac
good
and
mac and
cheese?
cheese.
It's called bougie mac and cheese.
Oh my god.
He says, "Look forward to whatever you guys have planned in 2018." We've got a lot.
We do.
We don't really have anything.
Shirts are
planned yet.
coming. They just don't know it yet.
What?
What happened? What?
Also, just off the top of your head, what's the worst boss you remember in a video game? Game on. Game on,
worst boss.
Iron Puppy. The worst boss.
Is it hard or just completely
I
waste of time?
You just hated. I'm guessing.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. The worst boss experience I ever had was near the end of the original Assassin's Creed, and it wasn't the boss himself that was the problem. It was the game was so janky that every single time I had to do this fight about 30 times before I finally got to go through, because halfway through the fight I would fall through the world and everything would stop. And there was nothing I could do.
The original, or are you talking
Yeah,
about
like
Unity?
back on Assassin's Creed,
Huh.
the first Assassin's Creed, when you're fighting with the apple at the end with the dude with the beard and all that. Yeah, I would fall through the world every time as I was running around. I was like, really? Again? There was a lot of rage in that game.
Interesting.
That's probably my worst experience, though. John, you got one?
No. My
John?
my Red Bull's wearing off, and
Your sleepy time now?
I'm trying to think of bosses. All of them are kind of hard, right? Until you discover the mechanic,
Yeah.
or unless you're just OP when you go into it.
I remember my most tense, and look, I could probably go back and beat the snot out of this boss now. Who knows? But Metroid Prime's boss, the Metroid Prime, was actually freaking tough because he kept, you'd get him down to a certain level, then he'd burrow down. Sean really wants to talk.
No, I'm stretching. Bro.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sorry.
You're good. I felt amazing, by the way.
But then the most useless and pointless boss fight was the Joker from Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
It's like, so I'm trying to answer based on what he might mean. He might mean two of them.
The Joker, I agree with.
It just didn't make any sense.
The hardest boss I ever fought, and for you people now, it may be hard for you to experience this because the licensing ran out and you have to get lucky, was Mike frickin' Tyson.
Yeah, that's a good call.
On Mike Tyson's Punch Out when he was the guy. He was so I to this day have not beat Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yes, really. You sounded like
Really?
yeah.
One of the hardest was always Ultimate Weapon in Final Fantasy VII, unless you were really, really geared up, because one, it was underwater, so if you didn't have certain things, you were on a timer. Two, at any moment, if you didn't have enough Phoenix Down reses, the boss could do a one-shot kill on the whole team.
I feel like we should be saying
And it took about 20 minutes for it to go
one
down.
of the Metal Gear bosses should be hard.
There are many of them.
Yeah, but then I just think, oh, they're all kind of hard.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden Black
Yeah.
bosses were really hard in general.
Just Dark Souls.
Cuphead bosses?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of those. God, I should just list all those.
Cuphead, the game.
Once I jump into
finish that.
Bloodborne, I'll probably come back and change that.
There's a number of those that are really hard, especially there's the guy that you fight in this graveyard. He's a pain. He's a big pain. Next up, Chast. I think it's Chase, but it says Chast on there. Okay. But hi, guys. Weekly Games Chat.
Hey, Chast.
First,
Hey.
first Happy New Year.
Chaz T.
Happy New Year, Chaz.
T.
T.
Chast.
Chaz.
I hope you all enjoy your holiday season. I did. B, awesome job on the music spectacular. I like that
Yes.
you spotlighted Near Automata a bit because it deserves it.
Yes.
Finally, what games are you guys looking forward to in 2018?
Hey!
Code Vein and Agni are atop of my list. I do not know those games. I will
either.
have to check them out. Thanks for all the awesome shows, and I look forward to y'all's new episode. Well, Chast, I hope by now we've answered your question. I hope. John probably lied about what he's
There's
expecting.
also that Mega Man game coming out, and then and then this Symphony, the Castlevania Castlevania mock game.
Yeah.
What's it called? Blood Fang of the Day.
something like that. I can't remember.
There's also that Pac-Man game coming out.
Pac-Man?
John. Pac-Man.
Pikmin.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man.
Whoa.
Waka Waka. Pac-Man.
That was what his original name was Puckman.
Couldn't tell what you were saying there for a second.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You think they'll come out with Assassin's Creed this year?
I hope not.
I hope they do.
I wanted to go away for about
No.
2 years.
He's back in on I love you.
Yeah, he's like,
if you remember, when he
we just were in.
When he started Origins, he was all like, I don't know about this game. And now he's like, greatest game ever.
Did not say that.
He's going to
once.
go home and just open his mouth wide. Wide.
Because it's lunchtime, Chris.
Yeah,
hope-
you know,
well,
sandwiches.
Because food.
Maybe they'll just keep the DLC coming for a couple of years. I would like a Moses DLC.
I would like to
That's
stand in the
my-
sea and
I think
part
we're
it with
past
Moses.
that. I'm pretty sure we're way past that point in the timeline.
But you can go back. You can
We
always
gotta go
We
back.
gotta go back, dude. I'm
We gotta
I'm
go
back
back.
to my Jack haircut. We got to.
We gotta go back.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that. No, that's what Kate's all like. But anyways, finally, TJ
Hey, TJ.
writes in. He starts off with what I'm going to presume are his top 3 games of 2017, given the names on here. His number 3 was Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood, which was the expansion that came out last year. Neo, number 2. Hey, I love Neo. That was a great game.
Ugh.
And most importantly, his number 1 game last year was Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes, it was.
Yay.
We have something in common.
Cliche.
It's not cliche. Play it.
Boring.
Wait till your new
I thought all
donks.
the cliche people were picking Zelda.
Exactly.
Boring.
They're like, look, it's a Zelda. It has music. There's no story, but I don't care.
It's Zelda. I don't care that my weapons fall apart when I use them.
Look at it. I have to go inside an elephant.
That elephant was hard to get on, though, Chris. Yeah. But when you have your
They tend
experience,
to be.
I have no problem mounting an elephant. Wait, what?
what? When you have your experience in New Donk City,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it anymore, John.
Yeah. He'll never play it. He hates Mario.
If you don't complete Mario,
You're,
you're dead to me.
He said it was.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
He did
I'm
say.
still waiting.
Resident Evil 7.
Ugh, I hate being scared, John.
Black Flag.
Pete, I don't like boats.
I don't like boats.
Ships, if you will.
God. TJ goes on to say it was a fight between Final Fantasy, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Cuphead.
Oh,
Some good picks in there, and Fire Emblem Warriors. But
see what he did there? That was funny. Humor. See, John, humor is.
he said though Stormblood won because everyone that joined me online for one of the best summers I've had in a long time. Hey, sometimes when it's an online game, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I heard a lot of people went back.
Right now, NBA 2K18 is my 2018 game of the year because I don't have to talk to anyone and I score a lot of points. But I see other people online
And
while
you,
I'm doing
and you
that.
dress very sharp, you know, when you're off court. So
I know you're like, who is that?
That guy.
I need to have
Awesome.
like just a terrible T-shirt and just wrinkled jeans. Finally, he says, "Go Saints."
that's way too soon if he hears this Wednesday, Chris. That was diabolical.
He did say it though. He did
Yeah,
say that.
you got to ride or die with him. And
Yeah. Man, it
Case
looked like.
Keenum. Did you
everyone-
see that Case Keenum like actually said like either "Oh my God" or "Wow," like when it happened?
Yeah, he was shocked.
Yeah.
My dad was just real happy because the guy who got the touchdown, Stephon Diggs, University of Maryland graduate. So
Go Terrapins.
right, yeah, fighting on. Fear the turtle.
See, John, Terrapin is.
Yeah. But yes, if you want to be like TJ and all them, and write in your thoughts and tell us what your favorite games of 2017 are, which we want to hear, or maybe what your most anticipated games are of 2018, you can write those thoughts and beliefs at weeklygameschat@gmail.com, weeklygameschat@gmail.com, and like them, you will have your opinions read on the air.
Be like TJ.
You know, but if you don't want to do that, if you want to limit your thoughts to 240 characters, you can do so by tweeting us at Weekly Games Chat on Twitter. Sean, who tweeted us up?
We got a couple this week I want to spotlight. Thanks to Brandon Graff 26 for the follow. He also said at Weekly Games Chat, what will I remember my first on-air stroke. What will
Ruh.
Elder Scrolls come up with next to outdo all these amazing open world games?
Oh.
Also, Roll Tide. He says, can't believe you guys didn't roast John more than you did. I was frankly disappointed. Haha. Game on to you, Brandon. I'll let you guys enter that.
Brandon hates me.
No, he loves you.
Roll Tide.
That would be a Chris question.
What could they do? I mean, look, Todd Howard has shown that he has a great ability to go back and say what didn't work and what do we think could be better. And he usually comes back and delivers a much better experience. You know, like Fallout, this last time it was, we want to make sure your character has a voice. Wanted to make sure they got that, so you just weren't this mindless mute. So I would expect we will get voice acting, but I would also think you'll probably just get maybe more retooled combat. Maybe who knows? Maybe for once they'll finally step back and say we're going to make a really stable game and focus on that.
That's really funny.
Probably not, but who knows? I would like to see it go back to Morrowind, though. It's been a while since we've been there. So
Thanks for Mark Dixon DK. He actually liked our episode that we tweeted about our Star Wars discussion, and he says thanks for another great episode. And also, guys,
coworker Gary listened to that one.
Greetings from Denmark.
What?
Blow your mind. What's up, Denmark?
What up? Socialist?
At KRSNIIK wanted to know, or actually had a sad face that we did not put Persona 5 in our top 5.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think we actually played that, did we?
Only Tim played that, so that would be why it was not in our top 5.
Yeah.
I already mentioned at Mark Dixon DK, thanks for the follow. At Manuel Barrow, thanks for the follow.
Manuel wrote in?
I'm following you back now. And at Dano Scordino P, thanks for the follow. Following you back right now.
Nice.
And like Chris said, as always, if you want me to read tweets out loud, you can see that I do that, and follow us on Twitter at Weekly Games Chat.
And if you don't feel like going
You can
there,
see that I
if
do
you don't
that.
want to write in the emails, if you don't want to limit yourself to 240 characters, but you want to social media us anyways, you can also go onto the Facebooks. We're on there at Weekly Games Chat. We also have a YouTube channel now that just houses the episodes. There's no video, but you can look at a pretty picture. So if you have YouTube at work, but say you don't have access to Libsyn, there you go. You can listen to the episode.
That would be
while
so
you work.
weird if your work was like, no Libsyn, but you can go to
You'd
YouTube.
be surprised, man. Things are weird.
I don't know.
Case in point. But this has been episode 136 of Weekly Games Chat. We hope you enjoyed it. Kicking off 2018, I think, in the right way. We got the old stuff out of the way. Now we previewed the new stuff. No idea what we'll talk about next week. Do you have anyone?
We'll
got
do a
something?
top 5 list of something.
When does
We're just
Kirby?
gonna-
Kirby drops soon, right?
I don't know.
We'll just keep
I think
listening.
it just said spring.
No, dog.
Hold on. Let's see.
It's
Who knows?
We got some stuff.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we're gonna bring you entertainment. Like, are you not entertained?
When does
That was my
Shadow-
best Russell Crowe.
When does
Yeah.
Shadow?
All right, Maximus.
Yeah. Is that not why you're here?
No, yes.
I do. If you have children, I recommend going to see the movie Ferdinand. Also Coco. Those are the two I've seen recently with my beautiful little girl. Both movies very, very good.
Let's see. What have I watched? I, Tanya was really good.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I, Tanya.
You're saying it again. And I don't, what are you saying?
I, Tanya.
Was that the Tanya Harding thing?
Yes. Yes. Watched that, and I just watched The Shape of Water, and that was really, really, really good. If you like Guillermo del Toro, however you say his name.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Pan's
Why can't he
Labyrinth,
do
dude.
it? I don't
know.
understand.
Guillermo del Toro.
I just want them though when they put the preview up for that movie to go like from the director who brought you Blade 2.
Guillermo.
But yeah, it's a really beautiful film. I think it might be his best work.
And I would like you guys to know I have started watching Mindhunter on Netflix.
Ooh, how far are you?
Episode 3 or 4. Very, very.
So have you gotten the opening yet where it's the one guy?
That is so vague, dude. Every
You'll know
opening
one
is one
guy.
guy.
You know what I'm talking about, John. Like,
No, I don't right now. The one guy.
there comes a point like where you're going to start to get this string of episodes where they always show this guy in the opening just for about
Yeah,
20 seconds. Yeah.
They showed him in they showed a guy in a van, and on the back it said ADT. Is that the guy?
That's a guy.
That's the guy. That's
the
somebody.
guy. It's someone real.
Yeah, that I don't want to know yet, but I wanted to figure it out. And little known fact, Jonathan Groff in that, he was the voice of somebody in Frozen.
Yes. He's in Frozen. He was on freaking Glee.
He's legit.
He's the king in freaking Hamilton. I mean, he's done
He's
a lot
legit.
of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very talented man.
Ish.
Kind of.
Ish.
Yeah. And it's got the chick from Fringe,
Yeah.
right?
I think you get to see her like nude.
No, not her.
Who's the one that you get to see nude?
His girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
This is Dragon.
John, why are you no? Because I thought John was doing something.
I don't know.
I'm trying to.
See?
I'm looking at
See?
games that are the games where he's scheduled. I'm trying to look at.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll
I
get
thought
that
he was
done.
doing something more important than that.
But anyways,
Shadow drops February 8th.
yep. Shadow of War. Wait, what? I got it.
Shadow of
I'm kidding.
Mordor.
Until next time, though,
Yeah.
I will simply say, game on, Sean.
Game on, Chris.
Game on, John.
Game on, Chris and Sean.
That's me. Thank you very much, John. Game on, John.
Your mom's box.
Peace out, everybody.
Thug Life.